What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quarter. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I've got a full slate of videos for you today, so if you haven't yet, please do click that red subscribe button down below. It's essentially the only way you'll ever find my videos. It's very difficult to break through that YouTube search algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. Now, late on the 25th, so Thursday or Friday, a clip of Joe Rogan absolutely eviscerating Bill Gates started making the rounds, and it was pretty hilarious, on top of some other new Joe Rogan / Spotify news that I can bring you today on this wonderful Monday. Let's actually start with taking a look at the clip itself, if my technology actually worked, because I'm terrible at my job. There we go. There we go. Now, this is just a quick clip, minute long, but essentially, I don't know about you, but if you're just, I'm just a country bumpkin. I don't really know, my viewers are definitely more intelligent than I am. I just think, I provide a service of distilling what's going on during the day. This Bill Gates guy, he's up to something, right? He's up to something. I don't know what, but it was just reported as of maybe just a few minutes ago. At least these are new reports. I don't know if it's like breaking news, but Bill Gates is now the single largest owner of farmland in America. Interesting, like weird, wild fact, right? Bill Gates, I don't think he's a doctor, somehow is deeply entrenched in our government's medical decisions, deeply involved with all sorts of medical things. Not a medical doctor, not that I know of. They'd probably call him Dr. Bill Gates. Somehow, he's deeply entrenched in all of these things. I don't know how that happens. I'm just a regular guy. I don't know. The amount of money that Bill Gates has is probably more than I could even imagine. If you stacked it up, it would probably go past the moon. Why is he buying all that farmland? Why is he telling regular everyday Americans that we're supposed to be eating soybeans and stop eating meat? Well, Joe Rogan has something to say about that, and let's check it out.
When a guy like that says that, I'm like, are you making money because of this? Like, why are you saying that? And by the way, you look like shit. Like, because if you're eating those plant-based burgers or whatever you're doing, like, you're obese. Like, a guy like that telling people about he's got these breasts and this gut, and I'm like, this is crazy. You're one of the richest guys on earth. You have access to the best nutrients, the best. You could have an amazing trainer. You could be in phenomenal shape, and you're giving out public health advice.
Now, I just want to dial down to a picture. Now, as a man of girth myself, I'm not in a lot of position here, but Bill Gates is fat, and he does have moobs, okay? He'd do himself a favor by buying a little bit larger shirt, but he is not in what I would say the type of physical condition that I would want to take advice from. Let's continue.
You're giving out health advice, and you're sick. It's like literally like a non-athlete trying to coach professionals. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? How are you giving any health advice when you look like that? Your health is piss poor. I'm not a doctor. But when you've got man boobs and a gut and you're walking around, you have these like toothpick arms, I'm like, hey, buddy, you're not healthy.
It's hard to disagree with that. Of course, the media picks up on it and wants to defend their hero. Emerging from a whirlwind of controversies via Deserto, at the beginning of February 2022, Joe Rogan has shown no signs of slowing down when it comes to diving into serious topics. In the latest JRE 1784, the Spotify host took aim at Bill Gates. While discussing diet research, he hit out at the Microsoft co-founder for pushing plant-based alternatives as the sole replacement for meat. Rogan argued that the 66-year-old billionaire shouldn't be lecturing others due to his terrible, poor health. I would agree with that. It's bad optics. Now, there are things as like, okay, look, I'm overweight, right? But like, I know that it's safe to say that, people should be working out, or that people should, keep sugars down in their diets or whatever the case is. But I'm also not like telling other people how to live their life. And I think optically that's not good. Then when you layer in the amount of influence Bill Gates, not a doctor, has in our nation's health and safety and medical fields, it's concerning. In response, Rogan questioned whether the billionaire was making a profit. Bill Gates keeps saying we have to eat less meat. Could he be buying soy farms? Isn't it? The podcaster's criticism didn't stop there as he further engaged, argued about Gates has no business weighing in on health advice. It's literally like a non-athlete trying to coach professionals. Now, that's not a great example because there are many non-athletes that coach well in professional sports. But, optically, it's you got to earn your respect a different way then. What the F are you talking about? He asked, are you giving health advice? Well, Rogan admitted he was not a health professional. He argued that he could tell the 66-year-old doctor was not in the best shape based on how he looked. I'm not a doctor, but when you've got moobs and a gut and you got toothpick arms, you're not healthy. Absolutely. I mean, I don't think that you could deny that. On top of that, now Samuel L. Jackson inserted himself into the Joe Rogan controversy by not letting him off the hook. Apparently, Samuel L. Jackson's angry. Now, I do know that, like a lot of these actors and actresses probably aren't as bad as we think they are based on their sound bites. They're just being asked these questions. They're answering them. Samuel L. Jackson, I'm not exactly, I've never really had an issue with anything he said, up until this point, but I think it was weird that suddenly now, in fact, after it's all said and done, Samuel L. Jackson weighs in on the controversy surrounding Joe Rogan earlier this month. The Grammy Award winner, India Arie, Don't Care. The musician posted a compilation of clips, also Don't Care. We've all seen it all. Following the backlash of the video, Rogan apologized for his use of the word, calling it the most regrettable and shameful thing he'd ever had to talk about, but he insisted he was not racist. I don't believe that he is. Now, in a new interview with The Times, though, Samuel L. Jackson said it was, quote, wrong for Rogan to use the word. But I don't think Samuel L. Jackson saw the clip. He wasn't calling anybody that. He was just referencing other people. Again, the Planet of the Apes analogy, if you're going to get mad about anything, that would be the one I would be mad about. But anyway, he's saying that nobody understood the context when he said it, said the actor, who the interviewer notes was rolling his eyes, but he shouldn't have said it. It's not the context, dude. It's that he was comfortable doing it. Really? I think I've heard that word come out of your mouth plenty of times. I think I've heard that word come out of Leonardo DiCaprio's mouth more times than I've heard it come out of anybody's mouth. Yes, it was a film, but that's kind of the same thing, isn't it? You're saying it in the context of the film. So how does that not apply? Like Joe Rogan is saying, hey, this person called this other person the word, and he just says it. And you say, I had to say it in a film, so it was authentic. You didn't have to say it. Now, it was jarring. It was, I don't have a problem with it. Obviously, I'm not black, though. I know that's probably shocking to you. It's a big reveal here. I know many of you know about my father's, but I'm not. Say you're sorry because you want to keep your money, but you were having fun when you said it because it was, quote, entertaining. Asked whether Rogan's use of the word lacked context, the 73-year-old replied, it needs to be an element of what the story is about. It was, bro! Samuel, it was. It was. He was literally in the... Now, again, if there's a clip I haven't seen, okay. But the clips I saw, he was like... He said... He was referring to saying, hey, this person said this word, or this person, called him this. He wasn't calling anybody that word unless I missed that clip, which, there's a 12-minute clip for all this stuff. I didn't see him calling anybody that. But again, I just don't think Samuel L. Jackson knows what he's talking about here. He hasn't actually watched the clip because he wasn't calling anybody that. And then he went on to immediately defend himself because he knew it was a hypocritical statement. The actor immediately went on to speak about his filming of Django Unchained, who played a slave owner. While we were rehearsing it, Leo said, "I don't know if I can say that word that many times." Me and Quentin said that you have to. Every time someone wants an example of the overuse of that word, they go to Quentin. It's unfair. He's just telling the story, and characters do talk like that. When Steve McQueen does it, it's art. He's an artiste. Quentin's just a popcorn filmmaker. I don't know why you tie those two things together if it wasn't exactly what I said. You know, I don't think he was criticizing Joe in good faith there. Now, I don't say the word. I think I've probably said it in reference to the word. I can be very positive I've never called anybody that word. But like, you know, if you're just saying, you're telling a story, you're recounting a story where the word was involved, are we going to give that much power to it? This on top of, obviously, Spotify freaking out. You had Terrence McKinney also explain support for Joe Rogan. It takes a real man to apologize. Terrence McKinney stands by UFC color commentator and popular podcaster Joe Rogan. It's because I know what it's like to make mistakes. I don't think we should define people off their mistakes, but how they come back from them. McKinney told MMA Fighting on Thursday's episode of We Got Next. It takes a real man to apologize publicly. He could have just hid out and said nothing, but he knew what he did was wrong. He accepted it and he apologized. He's out there looking out for us. This guy came out for my fight and interviewed me after I won, which helped make me popular. He's always looking out for us, and I think we should give him that respect. Look, people do make mistakes, and, you know, including myself too. I think the world needs to decide, like, are we going to just not accept apologies anymore? We can disagree on his use of the word, okay? I don't think he had any ill content of that word. I don't think he has any issue with black people. You can disagree with me, okay? You can be so small-minded and think because he said the word, then he's automatically racist. I didn't hear any of you calling that white guy in Kenosha, who you were all worshiping, who was calling everybody that word anything but that. But yeah, I mean, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, we can disagree on that. But I hope that we can at least agree that when somebody apologizes and it's a heartfelt apology, then you've got to move on, because we cannot continue to live in a world of like perennially holding people up for their sins of the past. It's just not a tenable way to live. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.